I'm proud to say that Talbot and the Fall will be published next year by Indirect Books, a publisher of risk-adept literature in the revolutionary spirit of high modernism. Now, plenty of small presses talk about being risk adept, being willing to take risks, if you will. I'm not sure that they're really doing that. So it was a bit over 2 years ago. It was a tonic to me to come across a journal called L'Esprit, who I started to send work to. And who accepted the work more rapidly than I've ever known anybody else accept work. And I've been sending it off for long enough, I can tell you that. And I wrote to Dan White and Jessica Denzer shortly after that and said, what you're doing, in the spirit of what you're doing, it reminds me of Jane Heap and Margaret Anderson of the Little Review in the 1920s. We're going back that far, really to find magazine editors who are really risk taking. Of course, Anderson and Heap, they were prepared to go to prison for publishing Ulysses. I hope that Dan and Jessica won't have to go to jail for publishing any of this book. I really hope that. But I'm sure they'd be willing to. So, I mean, the mission of Indirect Books to publish risk-adept literature in the revolutionary spirit of high modernism, to champion fearless books that operate beyond marketplace convention. That's where I'm at. I'd like to back up Indirect Books' mission statement with a motto, actually a maxim or precept. That's one of my favorites, and it goes like this: live with your century, but do not be its creature. Render unto your contemporaries what they need, not what they desire. And it's by Friedrich. It comes from Friedrich Schiller, great German dramatist and philosopher as well. Essay on the aesthetic education of man. But that really, I think, speaks for the spirit of what I'm trying to do in my writing, and it seems to me that it speaks for the spirit of what Dan White and Jessica Denzer are doing with L'Esprit Literary Review, and now with Indirect Books as well.